Hello, witches. Welcome to this quick live pop-up broadcast about Hecate, especially if you are a devotee of Hecate. I am speaking to you the most. I am High Priestess Autumn Venus. Thank you for joining me here. Be sure to take lots of notes because this broadcast is not going to be very long, but it is going to be very informative, especially, I'm serious, especially if you are a devotee of the Queen of Witches, Hecate. When it comes to Hecate, she is the Queen of Witches. She can give you all the desires of your heart if you do your part. Most witches, I see too many witches going to Hecate when things are good and they want more of those good things. You can't do that with Hecate or any god or goddess. You can't go to a god or goddess when things are good and you want more of those good things. You need to go to them also in the bad times. You cannot be a devotee of Hecate, the Queen of Witches, and go through problems in life and say, well, I don't have time to honor, worship, and give offerings to Hecate because I'm going through a bad time. No, that is when you need Hecate the most. You need Hecate, the Queen of Witches, the most when you are going through hard times. You can't use this pitiful, stupid excuse of I'm going through too much. I have too much going on. I can't devote time to Hecate if I'm about to get evicted, or my car is about to get repossessed, or I'm going to lose my job, or my business is failing. That is when you go to Hecate the most. Don't go to Hecate when things are all good and you want more of those good things. Hecate is not a genie. That may shock some witches, but Hecate is not a genie. Hecate is a goddess. Hecate is the Queen of Witches, and witches must go to Hecate during the worst moments of their lives because she can fix everything. Jesus, Muhammad, Allah, Hello Kitty, Barney, Mario, they can't help you. You cannot be a devotee of Hecate and worship Allah, Muhammad, or Jesus. There is no such thing as a Christian witch, or a Jewish witch, or a Islamic witch. Hecate don't take notice of Allah, Muhammad, or Jesus. She does not. That may offend some of you, but I don't care. It's the truth. It's the truth. You don't like it, you will be okay. I had to say that. Hecate just told me just now to make that clear. You can't be a witch and also go to Muhammad, Allah, Jesus, Barney. You can't. It's either one or the other. Now, Hecate is not a jealous goddess. Hecate is not a 16-year-old jealous girlfriend. But you have to make a choice. When you have the worst problems in your life, who do you go to? I go to Hecate. Because in her, all solutions are found. In Hecate, all solutions are found. I don't care what your problem is or problems. All solutions are found in the Queen of Witches, Hecate. That's it. If you are a devotee of hers, especially if you are a devotee of hers, because Hecate wants you to have nothing but real, significant, and permanently positive change, because no witch should be going through hard times. No witch should be struggling. If you are a witch just that is a devotee of Hecate and you're struggling, you need to ask yourself, are you worshiping? Are you praising? Are you giving offerings to Hecate when she tells you to? If you're not, do so that Hecate can be petitioned can add her strength to your own efforts, because Hecate is not going to do everything for you and you yourself put in no effort. I said this 1,000 times now. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Witchcraft means you have to do something. It's not enough to just do a spell and hope for the best. Witches don't need hope. Witches don't need hope. You can't do nothing with that. You can't do nothing with hope. You need real, significant, and permanently positive change, and your life should be much easier as a witch. But if you don't go to her when times in your life are at their absolute worst, guess what? Your life will only continue to get worse, because you're soaking. You have fallen into depression. You're crying yourself to sleep every night. You can't think straight. You're making stupid moves based on your own understanding rather than going to Hecate and letting her give you a solution. Why? Because all solutions are found in Hecate. All solutions are found in Hecate. You go to Hecate when things are at their worst for you. That is when you need her the most. You don't need her the most when everything is going great for you. If everything is right now going great for you, great. That's great that things are right now going great for you. But don't forget about her. Don't forget about her when things are going downhill, when things are spiraling, when the shit has hit the fan. Don't forget about her. Go to her. Don't go to your friends. Don't go to your parents. Don't go to your boyfriend, because probably they are the same people who put you in that fucked up situation. That's a word right there for somebody. That's a word right there for somebody. Most of the time, when you are a witch, people might try to control you. They may try to bring you back into Allah, bring you back into Muhammad, bring you back into Jesus, making your life worse. Sometimes it's the same people you call family and friends who is making you spiral into chaos, into depression, into being a drug addict, into your business going down the drain, into your finances being drained, into your mental health declining. Most of the time, it is your own friends and family. Now listen, you can't choose your family. You cannot choose your family. But you can choose to distance yourself from that family. You can absolutely choose your friends now, okay? I think we can agree with that. You can absolutely choose your friends. And you must choose your friends wisely, because not everybody that smiles in your face is your friend. Most people who smile in your face, who compliment you, who try to get next to you, who pretend to be nice and sweet and caring, are really a piece of shit. That's why witches, especially witches, all witches, only witches, must listen to their intuition. Their intuition is what I call an inner compass that directs them. You might find out tonight that your best friend is not really your best friend. They are actually an enemy. I don't care if you've been friends with that girl or that's your homeboy for 20, 35 years. If your intuition tells you that is your enemy, that's your enemy. Break it off. Break the friendship off. And they may say, well, we've been friends for 5, 10, 20 years. I don't care. Your intuition is never wrong. Your intuition is your inner compass, bestowed upon you by the Queen of Witches, Hecate. That is where your intuition comes from. The Queen of Witches, Hecate. It's not something else in the universe or something part of the cosmos or something that you was born with. It was bestowed, put inside inside of you by Hecate. That's it. That is it. No matter what is happening in your life, it could be the worst thing. It could be a nuclear bomb just went off. You still go to Hecate. Most people would probably go to the church. But you go to Hecate by finding the closest crossroads and asking her to come meet with you there. And she will show up and tell you how to survive the nuclear winter that is surely going to come after that nuclear blast. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm serious. You go to Hecate first. When you are going through troubled waters, when your life is just a mess, when the most fucked up thing has happened to you, you go to Hecate. You go to Hecate. You don't go to your friends. You don't go to your family. You go to Hecate because Hecate knows you best. Your mother may have given birth to you. Listen very carefully. Your mother may have given birth to you, or you may have been adopted, but she doesn't really know anything about you. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I know I am. I'm not being arrogant. I just know. And you know it too. Hecate knows more about you than you know about yourself. Hecate knows more about you than you know about yourself. It's not scary. It's not a horrible thing to say that your parents don't really know you. Because that's true with all witches. Your parents don't really know you. They may not even be interested in knowing you. But Hecate knows everything about you. Everything. And she does not miss a beat. She does not miss a beat. Hecate knows you better than your friends and family. Even your own mother who gave birth to you. That is I would say the number one reason why you go to Hecate when things are at their worst. Because she already has a solution. You can't see, I can't see around every corner, but Hecate can. Hecate can see behind every bend. Hecate can see farther down the road than you can. Hecate is the past, the present, and the future to come. That's why a lot of witches who are also devotees of Hecate, like myself, are also psychic. I am psychic. I was born psychic. Hecate made me psychic. You probably are psychic too if you are a witch. May not be as strong in the psychic realm as myself if you are not a devotee of Hecate, but you are still psychic though. All witches are psychic. All witches can foretell the future. All witches. All witches. Witches are deeply involved in what is called the occult. The word occult sounds scary, spooky, terrifying, horrifying, but it's not. It's another word for the mysterious, for the unknown. It's unknown for people who are not witches. It's unknown for people who are not involved in the occult. Yes, you and I are involved in the occult. We are. But don't be brainwashed by the rest of the world into believing that the occult is scary, spooky, terrifying, horrifying. It's not. It's just the mysterious. It's just the unknown to people who are not in the occult. Particularly people who are not witches. They can't get it. They can't understand. They don't want to understand. When you are a witch, your friends and family may not understand why you go to Hecate instead of them. Because Hecate is the past, the present, and the future. That's why. All you have to do is ask her. Ask her. All Hecate wants from you, from me, is your trust. Hecate does not want a dead chicken. Hecate does not want you to eat babies. Hecate only wants your trust. That's all you can offer her. Is your trust. The only thing you can offer Hecate is your full trust. That's it. She does not want anything else from you. I don't care if you are piss poor. If Hecate asks you for an offering, you will be able to afford it. Hecate will never tell you to give her an offering that is out of your budget. It will be affordable, and you will find it that same day that she asks you for it. You will. You will. It doesn't matter what your tax bracket is. It doesn't matter if you even pay taxes. If you can even afford to pay taxes. You will be able to afford what Hecate is asking you in terms of an offering. But it will never be an offering of an animal or a person. Let me say this. There is no witch that participates in ritual sacrifice of an animal or a human or any type of ritualistic murder. Anybody who does, that person is not a witch. That person is a psychopath. It's not okay to burn people, to burn them with cigarettes. It's not okay to whip them with the electrical cord. It's not okay to stone people. It's not okay to eat children, to assault children. That's not okay. That's not appropriate. That's not acceptable to any god or goddess in paganism. Anybody who does those things is a psychopath. That's it. That is not a witch. Witches do not do that. We do not participate in things like that. Because that's stupid. That's why. When things are good in your life, that's great. When things are, let me say this. When things are good in your life, that's great. When things are bad in your life, that's also great. Because you go to the person that has every solution. That person's name is Hecate. So if you are currently right now going through hard times, think of the worst thing that could happen to you. Hecate has a solution for that. When things are bad, terrible, horrifying, scary, spooky, that's when you go to Hecate, because that is when you need her the most. She wants you to go, but she can't make you. She can't make you. Hecate would never force herself onto somebody. She's not a psycho. But you have to go to her. Now, you don't have to meet with Hecate at an actual crossroads. You can just ask her to come to you in the bathroom, in the shower, while you're on the toilet, while you're crying yourself to sleep at night. You can call her to come to you when you're having a bad day at work, when you're about to get into a knife fight with somebody on a train. Yeah, I went there. She will come. Only if you have ears to hear. So what does that mean? If you're willing to listen. If you're willing to listen. With no back talk. With no arguing. With no going back and forth. With no negotiation. No, okay, I'll do this, but I don't really want to do this. I don't want to do too much of this. No. You go to her anyway. All solutions are found in Hecate. You go to Hecate when things are at their worst, because that is when you need the queen of witches the most. And she will meet you where you are. You cannot say, you cannot say when things are bad, I don't have time for Hecate. I can't work with Hecate. Things are too hard right now to devote time of honor, worship, and offering to Hecate because things are just so bad. No. That is when you need her the most. That is when she will meet you where you are. I don't care if you are standing in the ashes of your house that just burned down. Hecate will meet you there to rebuild you on solid foundation. That's a word right there for somebody else watching this live or watching the replay. This word will reach that person. Absolutely. All solutions are found in Hecate, not in the world. On a spiritual plane, in the spiritual realm, and the Queen of Witches. And the Queen of Witches, who is Hecate. So I was urged to come on here live, or if you're watching on a replay or on my other social media platforms, which is YouTube, Facebook, what else? YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm going to upload it onto Facebook and YouTube, this broadcast. Because I'm not live right now on Facebook or YouTube. I'm only here live on Instagram. To come on here and to tell witches how it really is. Because a lot of witches find themselves in trouble and they don't go to the solution. They wallow in self-pity. They wallow in grief. They wallow in crying and carrying on and, crying profusely and sobbing uncontrollably. But that won't be you, though. That won't be you. That won't be me. We don't cry profusely. We don't sob profusely. We're not crybabies, not because we don't have feelings, but because we don't let our feelings control ourselves. We're above that. Everybody cry. Doves cry. Hell, I cry. But we're not crybabies. We don't wallow in self-pity. Witches do not wallow in self-pity because that's stupid. There is no solution found in being pitiful. All solutions are found in Hecate. Period. Period. Not in the world. On a spiritual realm known as Hecate. So I had to. Hecate urged me to broadcast this live, especially on Instagram, because the right people will see this live or watch the replay and have something finally click in their head that they are to go to Hecate when things are worse, because that is when they need the Queen of Witches the most. So once again, I am High Priestess Autumn Venus. Thank you for joining me on this quick live broadcast. Be sure to share this broadcast on your other social media platforms and tell them that there is a witch here in New York who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches Hecate to be a voice for witches who have ears to hear and hands to receive Hecate's best. Thank you, witches, and I now release you into your day. Bye, everyone.